Hello everyone, it's Roidman, and welcome back to Pokemon Ranger Shadows of Almia. Last time, we found out that the diary belonged to Dalthro Incorporation's second person, Brighton, and we're heading off to Hia Valley to find ourselves the Tears of the Princess. So, let's go on forward through the snowy path. And that Houndoom does not look friendly. Come on, don't make me repeat myself! You warmly bundled fellow you. Hand over the empoleon and make no fuss about it. I need that empoleon for getting out to Almia Castle. I said I won't, and I meant it. This empoleon is injured. It needs treatment. Put a little spit on it. That and a bandage will fix it. But okay, alright, you made your point. If that's how you feel, I'll set my Houndoom on you with this Minarimo with the controls set on attack. Clicka, Peppa, click. Ah, my fingers are freezing. Clicka, clacka. Enter. We probably should go and help that person. What's wrong, Houndoom? Intercept! Who might you be? Some hard-ringing do-gooder whining, "Oh, please don't fight." You thinly dressed ranger, can your frozen hands handle your styler? Clicka! Ticka! Click and enter! Houndoom, go after the ranger first! Okay, Houndoom, let's see what you have for... You have Dark-type moves. And 2 is that. I'll just charge up. And we just do that. Let you get your Dark-type move off. And we just charge up and wait for you to start breathing fire. And there we go. Houndoom. It spits blobs of fire and lets loose Dark Pulse to attack. It is part of the Dark group. Poke Assist is Dark. Field move, Burn 2. See ya, Houndoom. I want to peg you with a snowball. Hard! That's how I feel about this. Thanks for saving me. I'm the leader of the Pokemon research team. Call me Pamur. Everyone else does. You see, the name Pamur is just a nickname. My only son is named Murph, and since I'm his dad, they arrived at Pamur. Anyway, what can I help you with? Oh wait, this is the person we're looking for. Oh, right, I see. You work at the Union, too. It seems you've helped me out. The way you probably have to bail Murph out. I'll thank you for the both of us. But those dim sun bullies, what do they want with Almia Castle? The castle has been abandoned since it became encased in ice a long time ago. It makes no sense to go there now. What an odd bunch. By the way, as a way of showing thanks, let me invite you to our shiver camp. It will be a little warmer inside our huts. Come rest out of the cold for a bit. The camp's this way. I don't know who named it, but this is it. Our aptly named Shiver Camp. This is our home to our research team. Our heaters are cheap junk. It's cold even inside our huts. The dome hut at the back is where I live. Other than the cold, it's comfortable. Okay. As you can see on the minimap, they're actually moving to that area. Those creeps that attacked me were from Team Dim Sun. Come to think of it, the Almia Times wrote about them. The Almia Times, Volume 10, Team Dim Sun Exposed, Team Dim Sun Crime Map. Where are the abducted Pokemon? Gigarimo, Pokemon Mind Control? What motivates Team Dimsun? The world's turning into a less and less friendly place, it seems. So, how is my son Murph doing? Is he well? I hope he's not causing too much bother for everyone. I know I'm being overprotective of my son, but I do worry. What was that? Murph's blue pendant? Oh, that, yes. That was a souvenir for Murph, since I can only visit him occasionally. The pendant was handmade by Mrs. Winter, who lives nearby. She's a sweetheart, that old lady. Just chatting with her warms me down to the cockles of my heart. To all of us in the research team, she's like an emotional stove. It wouldn't hurt for you to visit Mrs. Winter. She could probably tell you more about the pendant than I can. When I finish treating Empoleon's injury, I'll follow your trail. I'd like you to see Mrs. Winter too. Mrs. Winter lives in a log cabin in the snowy field of Hia Valley. So basically we're going to go look for a log cabin. Also, if you do need a recharge, there is a recharge point here. But I don't really need that recharge energy. So let's see if we can find this log cabin. Also, be careful of the Pokemon. They like to tackle. Except for that Pokemon. Okay. Hi, Vulpix. Where is this log cabin? Vulpix. Found it! Yep, this is it. It's Mrs. Winter's log cabin. You don't have to be shy about it. Go right on in. Oh, hello! It's a rare occasion to see a ranger. Mrs. Winter, this ranger works alongside my son. Oh, a friend of wee Murph. My. Well, our friend here was wondering about the blue stone in the pendant you made. The small blue stone? When I was a child, we called those small stones, well, shards. Tears of princes. They were considered symbols of good luck. We were delighted if we found any. In the Almia region, there's an old folk tale. When I was a little girl, everyone knew it was from a children's storybook. That storybook faded from view over the ages. The folktale was eventually forgotten too. Even I can only remember the folktale vaguely now. The folktales was titled, I believe, The King of Almia and the Three Princes. When deep darkness did arrive in the kingdom of Almia, the prince in blue stood. He willed himself to shine with light, a light that turned darkness into light. Was that how it went? I don't remember what the other two princes were doing or where they were. I'm sorry, I can't help you with this. I read that storybook so long ago. There is one thing. The name of tier of princes, that's they gave to the blue stone. That is somehow tied to the ancient folklore that I remember clearly. That sounds like an interesting fairy tale. A fairy tale that we actually have heard about. Yes, that's what it was. Merely a fairy tale. But that blue stone, I really did find it near Almia Castle when I was a wee girl. When people saw it, they believed that it must have come from the giant blue crystal. Many daredevils went searching for the crystals in the castle, but without success. They all had to give up and turn back. Those were the days. Small blue stones named the Tears of Princes? A giant blue crystal from which the Tears of Princes came? Even one not a daredevil? That is an intriguing and exciting tale. Sunset is soon, so we should be leaving. We'll put our ranger up at Shiver Camp. Thanks for that interesting story, Mrs. Winter. The next day. Hey, Ranger! Are you awake yet? You've got a visitor who wants to thank you. Come on outside. Hey, the empoleon's healthy. Will you look at this? That empoleon's back to full health after getting help by our leader. And you. Let's meet again at Ice Lake. That empoleon waiting for you to wake up. It must have wanted to thank you. That's the right call. The empoleon ran in circles around us, hoping to make its feelings known to us. Isn't that the same as how rangers do? That looping thing with their stylers? It's quite an interesting behavior anyway. We've both got our own investigations to carry out. I hope your days is fruitful, Ranger. Voicemail, I say! Darian, good morning. We've received your report last night. Using your information, we managed to get further into deciphering that diary. We were able to identify the words Blue Gem, a large blue crystal that Mrs. Winter spoke of last night. Could that large blue crystal be the Blue Gem? So you must get it, the Blue Gem. If it exists at all, you must get it. My goodness, it's not like me to get this excited. Excuse me, if you will. Ah, yes. There's another thing. A message for Murph's father. Tell him his son is doing admirable work for the Ranger Union. Well, let's go do that first. He's in here. Oh! Professor Hastings said Murph is doing admirable work in the Union? He passed along that message to reassure this worthy of a father. It's so very kind of him. To reach Almia Castle, travel west, then north. You'll have somehow cross Ice Lake to get to that castle. And trust me, we do have a method on getting to that Ice Lake. We'll just have to... Hi, Staraptor. We just have to get to it. Which means we gotta dodge all these Pokemon again. And unfortunately, a Prinplup is not gonna do it. Of course that's a dead end. Ah! Blasted Prinplup! Fine, we'll capture ya. And spinning! That was almost close. Okay, there we go. Prinplup! It hurls blobs of water. It also attacks by ramming. It is part of the water group. Pokeassist Water. Field move, cut 2. Not going to be useful since we already have another Pokemon that can do cut 2. Which we still need to get rid of. So let's keep on going up north. And there goes my inner Wisconsin saying that. So how in the world do we go about this? Well, tutorial time! You can see the castles on the other side of the lake. I think the castle's something to see, but not to visit. There are things that make it tough to even get close to that castle. First, there are big blocks of ice floating in the lake. Even a strong Empoleon has to ram the ice blocks at full speed to shatter them. Complicating things are whirlpools that dot the lake. If you get caught in one, it will suck you back to the start. Watch out for them. So yeah, we have an annoying section. Empoleon, get over here. So just like other field ride Pokemon, these Pokemon are easy to capture. Just make sure you dodge out for their attacks and just capture them. Empoleon. It attacks by spitting bubbles and blobs of water. It is part of the Water group. Pokeassist Water. Area move. River Flow 2. And to my knowledge, there is no River Flow 3. There's only River Flow 1 and River Flow 2. Okay, Empoleon, let's swim! So, there really is not going to be any Pokemon to worry about. And you can't go up against the current. So what about this way? We can't go that way. So what we have to do is this. We have to get rid of these crystals that block our way. So to do that, We gotta break through these ice paths like that. Simple as that. So let's just break through this ice path, and don't ever slow down for these ice rocks. So let's see what happens when we go forward. We broke that ice rock, and those whirlpools will take us back to this beginning if needed to. Let's just get rid of all of these. Let's try that again. Oh, no. Ah, blast it. Like I said, it'll take us back to the start if we mess up. And get all the ice rocks back into place. I'll meet you back at that point. Okay, so we're back at this point, so let's do this properly. Break through all these ice. Let's see what happens when we go forward. Well, that was simple. What's the catch, though? I want to make sure I'm not going into any whirlpools first. Like that, for example. Meet you back at that point. One successful cut later. If I just ignored that first one, I wouldn't have had to deal with that. Yes, I'll depart Empoleon for a moment. Let's see what's past here, because I doubt this is Almia Castle. Hi, Obama Snow! Wait, what do you have? Darn it. Okay, so we're back over here. And we're careful. We have to break through an ice rock there. And over here is a current that's leading down. We don't want that path. So let's see what happens when we just go through this path again. And decide to ignore... Okay, I see something that I should have paid attention of. Which, if we stick to the right, we should get over to this path now. Now, something I want to be careful of is, if I mess up, I'm going to probably be sent back. Which, yay, we didn't get sent back! So we're now in the third area. And yes, these whirlpools will take us away from our destination. And thank goodness that actually worked. Please tell me this is Almia Castle. See ya, Empoleon. And yes, this is Almia Castle. This is a closed door. How do we open a closed door? Of course, we have to get a fire Pokemon. Where do we get a fire Pokemon? Luckily, there's a Staraptor there, but there's also a Vulpix right there. Jinx, what the heck are you doing right there? Well, enough games distracted. How about we get this Vulpix? Yeah, nice try. Let's capture ourselves a Vulpix who will hopefully have burn 1. Vulpix, it forms a ring of ghostly fire around itself for protection. It is part of the fire group. Pokeassist is fire. Field move, burn 1. And that's what we need. And with the Vulpix in our hand and Almia Castle just being at the doorstep, next time on Pokemon Rangers Shadows of Almia, we'll be tackling the Almia Castle.